Hello, thank you for joining us for this episode of Talking About Rock. I'm Rob Edwards. Each week, we bring you rock interviews from around the globe. Remember, you can catch all our shows wherever you get your podcasts. We're available on all the streaming services. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss an episode. Follow us on social media at Talking About Rock. This past couple weeks been pretty busy around here with shows. I was lucky to catch the Pawns and Kings tour show with Alter Bridge and Seven Dust and Mammoth Wolf Van Halen rocking that show. Amazing stuff going on there with the new album Truth Killer out from Seven Dust. Really great stuff. Obviously, Pawns and Kings from Alter Bridge and the new Mammoth 2 album, which just came out a few days ago, which was amazing. Loving that stuff. Got some great footage from that show. Wolf just sounded amazing. Was loving that. Coming up for me this weekend, I'll be heading on the road to Wayland, New York, and going to check out friends of mine, Osmosis. They're an Ozzy Osbourne tribute band, checking out their tracks, and it's going to be a doubleheader, actually. They'll be playing with some other friends of mine, Appetite for Voltage. We're both on previous shows here on Talking About Rock. Appetite does a great tribute to AC/DC, Guns N' Roses track. Excellent show. Should be great to catch up with all those guys once again. The next week coming up, busy again for us here. We'll have Vinny Epsi coming to town as he takes a break from the Last in Line shows. Since Vivian is on tour currently with Def Leppard, Vinny brings his Sabbath night show here to our area, which is going to be another amazing night of Sabbath Dio tracks. Can't wait to check that out with Jim Crean on lead vocals, Jimmy Caputo, and Artie Dillon. Going to be a great show. Just amazing. Can't wait to check that out. So I'll let you know, and I'll post some footage from that coming up, obviously, on our social media sites as well. And I'm sure we'll get a chance to speak to Vinny and Jim again soon. So today we have for you an American hard rock band from Sutherland, Iowa. So brothers got together here, Blake and Zach Bedsaul, and they formed a band here in the American Midwest. And before they knew it, they had a blockbuster track on their hands with releasing Brothers, which describes the loss of their older brother. Very emotional roller coaster that kind of helps them with this coping process. The exposure they got on Sirius XM Octane test drive in winter of 2019 was amazing. They became a regular in the rotation. And it peaked at number 20 on the Billboard Top 40 chart, which was amazing. The band signed to Spinefarm Records in 2020 and released another single, King of Misery, which was another amazing track, co-written by David Draiman of Disturbed. And the band released their debut album, Rise as Equals, in October of 2020. Today, they're here to talk to us about their new album, This Is It, The End of Everything. So next up, we'll speak with Zach from SAUL on Talking About Rock. Okay, joining us now, we have Zach Bedsaul from SAUL. Hello, Zach.
How you doing?
Good, man. How's it going?
Great, man. Kind of last minute for me. I'm filling in for Blake. He had a few things come up, so you get the honor of the better looking brother.
Well, we appreciate you joining us, definitely. So just to kind of rehash a little bit what I was talking to our folks about, if they're not as familiar with you folks, you guys really exploded with releasing the track Brothers, peaking on 20 on the Billboard charts. A very personal song for you guys.
Yeah, so Blake, the singer, and myself are brothers. Our eldest brother passed away in 2009, and it took a handful of years to, you know, kind of feel our emotions out, but we finally got it out, and I think it's a good thing because it's kind of a healing song for us and other people, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely an amazing track. It connects to a lot of people for sure. And the songwriting style that's I wanted to key in on. It's definitely the more emotional the song is and it connects. The people can definitely feel that. You know what I mean? When some of these artists are writing, you don't feel it that it's coming from their heart and their soul, you know. But I think that's why, you know, you're connecting with your fans so well, as you guys call them, equals, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And that kind of how did that kind of spring up?
Uh, a handful of years ago, we were a three-piece, and we had an EP called The Touching of Parallels, and Blake had an opening line on the song The Touching of Parallels called Rising as Equals, and it kind of just stuck with us. And you know, we've always not really dug the idea of rock stars being put on a pedestal higher than anyone else, because it's like, yeah, dude, we're just normal people like anyone else. We're just you know, trying to use somewhat of a gift that we were born with to spread love and joy, I guess.
Definitely. And you're definitely connecting with your fans on that. And some of the other music that you guys have been influenced by, I was reading, Tool has been a major influence, you guys, as well as Sabbath. Can you tell us a little bit about some of that influence on yourself?
Yeah, I mean, both of those are my main influences. Adam Jones, the guitar player of Tool. Man, when I was young, my eldest brother uh introduced me to them and Black Sabbath. I mean, he was 5 years older than me, so he introduced me to a lot of music that I probably wouldn't have found by myself, especially, you know, I'm 30 something years old. We didn't have the technology and stuff we do now.
Right. That's how everybody got their music, from friends or from older siblings.
Mhm.
I have a lot of influence myself from my older siblings. So
Yeah, I remember the days of what LimeWire and Napster and
yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah,
But yeah, I just fell in love with Adam Jones of Tool. I think everything about my style of guitar playing and writing is heavily influenced by him. Um, and then Tony Iommi of Black Sabbath. I mean, he's like, to me, he's like the OG metal guitar player. I mean, his rhythms and his leads are legendary.
definitely. And it's, to me, it's so amazing with him, you know, having that accident with his fingertips. We might
Hmm.
have never had heavy metal music had that not happened to him. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's just so
yeah.
odd, just so
It
strange.
it is odd. I know, and they I think one of the first bands, notably, that did like a half step tuning down their whole guitar and gave it like darker vibes and stuff like that. I mean, they had a lot of heavy influences.
Definitely. And you guys are definitely getting very heavy on this new album. Uh, this is it, the end of everything, you know, definitely a lot heavier tracks, you know, Tooth and
Mhm.
Nail, Runaway, A Million Miles, all great tracks, but I
Thank
think
you.
a little heavier than you had been.
Yeah, it was odd, because I feel like it's lighter than what we normally are. It just depends. I think that's the beautiful thing about music and interpretation is, you know, like our bass player Will, he swears up and down that like the heaviest band of all time is Alice in Chains. And I'm like, how, what do you mean by that? And he's like, now I'm not talking like black death metal,
Right. You're just
because
talking
that's
just
heavy.
hard rock or heavy
He,
metal,
he
right?
he's just talking about like the slow BPM, like drony, like he said that's heavy to him. So it's
Right.
interesting. You know, like No Mercy and stuff like that, I think is heavy lyrically and stuff like that on this album for sure.
Yeah, definitely some great tracks. And I really love the track, A Million Miles. I want to take a
Thank
quick
you.
break, and we're going to take a short pause, and we'll play that track, and we'll be right back here with Zach on Talking About Rock.
Disconnected from the fold I'm living with, separated, no one cares if I exist.
Okay, we're back here on Talking About Rock, just chatting with Zach from SAUL. So
Oh,
excellent track, man. You guys are really steamrolling ahead with the new songs. I'm liking it. And you're jumping on a tour starting in September with Red, right?
yeah. Oh man, we're really stoked about this. I grew up in a time where Red was a huge influence in my high school days, and it's an absolute honor to be going out with those dudes. From what I've heard, great guys, put on a phenomenal show, really nice dudes. So I think it's going to be an awesome tour.
Yeah, it sounds like a great matching between you guys for sure. You know, definitely a lot of cool stuff going on. A lot of dates. I see all the dates at, I think it's at saulofficial.com. You got
Yes,
everything
sir. Yep.
posted about there.
Yep.
So, you know, we're looking forward to seeing all that going on with that was the rated
Rated R.
rated R tour. Yeah, the rated R tour.
Yeah. What I really dig about this tour, that I think more tours should be doing it, is the way that we like to operate is, we're doing about 3 weeks, starting September 8th, and then get the whole month of October off, and then going out for about another 3 weeks in November. I really like that gap, because we're all family dudes. We have little kids at home. It makes it a lot easier on the wives and us and everyone. So I really like doing it this way.
Yeah, definitely being away from home for a long period of time. It's definitely not easy on anyone for sure going on the road.
Right, right. Yep.
But yeah, you got a lot of dates coming up. That's excellent. I'm really liking the new album. This is it, the end of everything. So folks who want to check that out, it's out right now. You can check that out. You can check out SAUL on tour with Red. That'll be coming up. Thank you so much, Zach, for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it as well.
All right. If you folks out there have comments or questions for us, you can email us at talkingboutrock@gmail.com. Like us and follow us on all the social media at Talking About Rock and talkingboutrock.com. Zach, again, man, thanks, man. Great luck on the tour, dude.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hopefully we could run into each other sometime out there.
That would be great, man. Have a good night.